Well, it is time to get back to a Midsummer Night's Dream. So without that, let's get into it. Now, we left off with a whole slew of characters. Let me bring them on screen here. Hang on. Okay, so we have Act 1, Scene 1 opens with Theseus. Okay, here he is. And he is the Duke of Athens. He's sort of in charge, and he's all hyped up because he is going to be marrying Hippolyta. And they have a little bit about how, in 4 days' time, 4 moons, the crescent, all these metaphors for the shape of the moon, right? So we've got that going on. And then the real sort of drama of Act 1, Scene 1 comes in when Eugeius here, he marches up and he's like, hey, 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 by the way, I've got a problem. I guess I should probably put Hippolyta in the background because she isn't going to say a word until much later. So, yeah, there's a bit of a male dominated thing going on here. Okay. So, Eugeius shows up and he's like, "Hey, Theseus, I need you, buddy. You're in charge. I need you to verify that what I'm about to do is kosher. It's just fine." You see, he's got a daughter. Eugeius has a daughter. Her name is Hermia. And Hermia is supposed to marry this guy named Demetrius. Here he is. They're supposed to get married. But Hermia doesn't want to marry Demetrius. Doesn't want that guy. She wants to marry Lysander. And I like Lysander. He's funny. He's clever. He tells Theseus that if Eugeius loves Demetrius so much, maybe he should marry Demetrius. Lysander also says later that, hey, by the way, Demetrius is in love with this other girl, and I know she loves him, so they should get married. So, really, why is there a problem? Why can't everyone just marry whoever they want? Well, in this society, the father's word apparently means everything because Eugeius says that if his daughter, Hermia, doesn't marry Demetrius like she's supposed to, then Hermia has to be put to death. Or Theseus chimes in and says, now hang on. Okay. Hermia, think it over. Me and Hippolyta are about to get married in 4 days. I need your decision. But here's the deal. If you decide not to marry Demetrius, you're going to have one of a couple options. One, yeah, you can die because that is the law and I can't change that. Or I'll let you go live in a nunnery. You'll never have a family, never have kids, that sort of thing. So that's where we left off. And after Theseus says, like, that's how it is, whatever, he asks, I believe, Demetrius and Eugeius to come talk with him about business or something. So that's where we're at. We're going to get into the text. Let me pull all our players off screen until we need them. And without further ado, let's get back into A Midsummer Night's Dream, Act 1, Scene 1. Okay, so we're back to Eugeius. Here he is. So this is after Eugeius has walked off with Okay, so Eugeius has walked off with Theseus and Demetrius. Okay. With duty and desire, we follow you. We follow you because it is our duty and because we want to. They all exit except Lysander and Hermia. So Lysander and Hermia, the two that actually love each other, are just kind of left to hang out. Okay, so now we're back to Lysander. Okay, hang on. I mixed up where all my pictures went. 1 second. Not you, not you, not you. Okay, Lysander comes in. How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast? How are you, my love? Why are your cheeks so pale? How is it that the roses in them have faded so quickly? And he's talking, of course, to Hermia. Belike for want of rain which I could well between them from the tempest of my eyes. Probably because they lacked rain which I could easily give them from the tears in my eyes. Back to Lysander. Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood. Oh dear, in every book that I've ever read, whether a story or a history, the pale truth of love is never smooth or easy. Perhaps the lovers of different social classes. Let me make sure I'm going to the right page. Yep. O cross, this is Hermia. O cross, to high be enthralled to low. Oh, what an obstacle, being a person of high rank in love with someone of low stature. Now that's weird because Lysander was trying to poke fun at Demetrius, saying that they both have good prospects, but she's basically saying the problem is that she's in love with someone that's of a lower class. Or else Miss Greft, Miss Greffed, Miss Greffed, Miss Graft, Matthews, you're reading, or else Miss Graft in respective years, or else we were very different, or else they were very different ages. Back to Hermia. Oh, spite, too old to be engaged too young. Oh, vicious fate, being too old to marry someone younger. Back to Lysander. Or else it stood upon the choice of friends, meaning, or else their ability to choose depended on the wishes of their relatives. So they're just harping on about, why things stink in their society. Like, why can't we just marry who we want? Oh, hell to choose love by another's eyes. Oh, what a hell to have someone else's wishes determine who you can love. And now Lysander gets a longer. After they go back and forth with their like complaining, Lysander chimes in. Or if there were a sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream, brief as the lightning in the coiled night, that in a spleen unfolds both heaven and earth, and ere a man hath power to say, behold, the jaws of darkness do devour it up, so quick bright things come to confusion. Which meant, or even if two people loved each other and could choose to marry, war, death, or sickness might intervene so that their love lasts no longer than a sound, is as fleeting as a shadow, short as a dream, or it's as brief as a bolt of lightning that, like a flash of passion, lights up heaven and earth, but then disappears into darkness before you can even say, "Look at how bright things are, full of life and destroyed." And we're back to Hermia. I'll probably zoom in just a smidge. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? If then true lovers have been ever crossed, it stands as an edict in destiny. Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancies followers. If true lovers are always thwarted, then it proves that destiny is saying that our thwarted love must be true. So let's make sure to approach our problem with patience. Since all true love must be thwarted, then being thwarted is as much part of love as dreams, sighs, wishes, and tears. Okay, so she's spinning logic here and saying, like, well, we must be truly in love because people are trying to break us up. Okay. I'm not sure about what kind of patience they can have, though, because they have 4 days to figure this out. Maybe Lysander will notice that. In comes Lysander. A good persuasion, therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, of great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, may I marry thee, and to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me, then steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, where I did meet thee once with Helena to observe to a morn of May. There will I stay for thee. That's the right way to think about it. So listen, Hermia, I have an aunt who is a widow, who has property and great wealth, and doesn't have any children. Her house is about 20 miles from Athens, and she thinks of me as a son. Dear Hermia, I could marry you there where the harsh laws of Athens can't follow us. So if you love me, sneak out of your father's house tomorrow night. I'll wait for you in the woods, 3 miles out of town, at a spot where once you and I met with Helena to celebrate May Day. My good Lysander, I swear to thee by Cupid's strongest bow, by the best arrow with the golden head, by the simplicity of Venus's doves, by that which knitteth souls and prospers loves, and by the fire which burned the Carthage queen, when the false Troyan under sail was seen, while the vows that ever men have broke, in numbers more than ever women spoke. In that same place thou hast appointed me. Tomorrow, truly, I will meet with thee. That was really pretty. I mean, a lot of this has been really pretty, but I like that a lot. My noble Lysander, I swear to you, by Cupid's strongest bow, by the best gold-tipped arrow, by the innocent doves that drive Venus's chariot, by everything that binds souls together, that makes love grow, by this bonfire upon which Queen Dido of Carthage burned herself to death when she saw that her lover Aeneas had secretly sailed away from her, and by all the promises that men have ever spoken, which outnumber all the promises women have ever made, I will meet you tomorrow at that spot you have asked me to go to. So they are good. They've made their plan. So much for patience. Come on now. Hello, computer. This was asked me to go. Hang on. Yep, this should be the next one. I think it messed up because I zoomed in or something. Back to Lysander. Keep promise, love. Look, here comes Helena. Keep your promise, my love. Look, here comes Helena. Not yet. Godspeed, fair Helena. Whither away? Welcome, beautiful Helena. Where are you going? Okay, so in comes a new character. Whom we have not heard from yet. In fact, the first time she was mentioned was just a minute ago when they were talking about the first time they went to that place in the woods 3 miles away. Call you me fair, that fair again unsay. Demetrius loves you fair, loves your fair. Oh, right. Okay. We had heard earlier in Act 1, Scene 1, that Demetrius was in love with some other person. This is her. And she loves him. So she might be kind of feisty right now. Call me fair, that fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair. Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue's sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear, sickness is catching, oh, were favor so. Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Were the world mine, Demetrius being baited, the rest I'd give to be to you translated. Oh, teach me how you look, and with that art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart. Did you call me beautiful? Take it back. Your beauty is what Demetrius loves. Oh, lucky beauty. Your eyes are like stars, and your sweet voice is more melodic than a lark's song to a shepherd in the springtime, when the wheat is green and hawthorn buds appear. Sickness is contagious. Oh, I wish beauty was also. I would catch yours, beautiful Hermia, before I left. My ear would be infected by your voice, my eye by your eye, and my tongue would catch your tongue's musical voice. If I owned the world, I'd give it all up, with the exception of Demetrius, to be transformed into you. Oh, teach me how to look at Demetrius and the tricks you use to make him fall in love with you. She's not bitter. I frown upon him, yet he loves me still. I frown at him, and he still loves me. Oh, that your frowns would teach my smiles such skill. Oh, if only your frowns could teach my smiles to have that same ability. Back to Hermia. I give him curses, yet he gives me love. I curse him, but he responds with love. Oh, that my prayers could such a oh that my prayers could such affection move. Oh, if only my prayers could arouse that kind of affection. The more I hate, the more he follows me. The more I hate him, the more he follows me. The more I love, the more he hateth me. The more I love him, the more he hates me. His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine. Helena, his foolishness is not my fault. None but your beauty, would that fault were mine. It's only your beauty's fault. I wish I had that fault. Take comfort. He no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before that time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me? Oh, then, what grace in my love to dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto hell. Don't worry, he'll never see my face again. Lysander and I are running away from here. Before the first time I saw Lysander, Athens seemed like a paradise to me. But Lysander is so beautiful and graceful that by comparison, he's turned what I thought was heaven into hell. So much for the secret plan. So Lysander finally, Helen, to you our minds will unfold tomorrow night, when Phoebe doth behold her silver visage in the watery glass, decking the liquid pearl, the bladed grass, a time that love's flights doth still conceal. Through Athens' gates have we devised to steal. Hey Helena, we'll let you know in on our plan tomorrow night, when Phoebe is reflected in the water and decorates the grass with beads of pearly light, the time of night that always hides lovers on the run. We plan to sneak through the gates of Athens. Now Hermia is directly to Helen, and in the wood where often you and I upon faint primrose beds were wont to lie, emptying our bosoms of their counsel sweet, there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes to seek new friends and stranger companies. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee to thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander. We must starve our sight from lovers' food till tomorrow deep midnight. In the woods where you and I used to laze around in the pale primrose, sharing all of our sweet secrets of our hearts, that's where Lysander and I will meet. Then we'll turn away from Athens and look for new friends in company of strangers. Goodbye, sweet friend of my youth. Pray for us, and may fate give you Demetrius. Keep your promise, Lysander. We must refrain from pleasure of seeing each other until tomorrow night at midnight. I will, my Hermia. Hermia exits. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius, dote on you. Goodbye, Helena. My Demetrius, love you just as you love him. And everybody exits. And now we're on to Helena by herself, apparently. And this is the end of Act 1, Scene 1, and Helena is just by her lonesome. I can actually zoom in a little bit. Or a lot of it. How happy some or other some can be. Through Athens I am thought as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as he errs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I admiring of his qualities. Things base and vile holding on quantity. Love can transpose to form and dignity. Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind, and therefore his winged Cupid painted blind. Nor hath love's eyes, nor hath love's mind of any judgment taste, wings and no eyes figure unheedy haste. And therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled? As waggish boys in game themselves forswear, so the boy loves is perjured everywhere. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. I guess that's Ein. Let me go back to that. It's so beautiful. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when this hail some heat from Hermias felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her, and for his intelligence I have thanks. It is dear expense. It is a dear expense, but herein mean I to enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again. Ooh, Hermia's hatching a plan. How happy some people can be compared to others. Throughout Athens, people think I'm as beautiful as Hermia, but what does that matter? Demetrius doesn't think so. The only opinion he has is his own, and as he wanders idolizing Hermia's eyes, likewise I admire his beauty. Love can transform crude and horrible things of no worth into beautiful and dignified things. Love doesn't look with eyes, but with the mind. That's why they paint winged Cupid blind. And love doesn't have good judgment or taste. Wings and blindness make for undue speed in falling in love. Thus, love is thought of a child because he often makes the wrong choice. Just like mischievous boys who go back on their word as they play games, so too does the boy love perjure himself everywhere. Because before Demetrius saw Helen's eyes, he swore that he belonged to only me, and when he felt attracted to Hermia, he dissolved. His promises melted down like hail in the heat. I will go and tell him that beautiful Hermia is running away, and he'll go to the forest tomorrow night to pursue her. And if he thanks me for this piece of information, it will all be worth it. But in this way, I plan to make my pain worse by seeing him go there and back again. So Helena is super jealous of Hermia. She loves Demetrius. Demetrius apparently doesn't love her back. She's admitting that it's going to hurt. Like when she tells Demetrius, hey, Hermia's running away, guy. she knows he's going to run after her, and that's going to be painful because he could have just said, well, forget her. You love me. Let's just, you and I get married. But because he's going to chase after Hermia, Helena knows that's going to be painful. So Theseus and Eugeus and Demetrius are off talking about some plans. The wedding's being sort of scheduled, and it started with a P. The party guy is setting everything up for Theseus and Hippolyta to get married. Meanwhile, we've got Lysander planning to run away with Hermia. Bring them back on screen because they seem to be the most important ones. So we got Hermia and Lysander are going to love away. Now they make the mistake of telling Helena, oh, hey, buddy, guess what? We're going to leave, and we hope you the best of Demetrius. Well, Helena's like, nah, nope. You think I'm not going to tell him? So I guess Act 1, Scene 2 will follow this. And actually, I can't wait to see what happens. It's beautiful. I mean, if no one's ever said it, Shakespeare, Bill's got a way with words, especially. Let's bring him on screen. He deserves his due, I think. So the way I mean, at first, I didn't think I found the rhythm, but now in the last few pages here, it's been really sweet to read, even if some of the words are in an English that I don't know. Self-admittedly, it's beautifully written, and I don't know, the story's shaping up to have some. I mean, like, what's being foreshadowed here? That Lysander and Hermia are going to try to escape, and they're going to try to go and live with Lysander's relative, like his aunt, who treats him like a son. And when they're outside the boundaries of Athens, um, then the rules don't apply, the law doesn't apply, and she won't be put to death or made a nun. I guess Helena is going to try to put, Helena's going to try to ruin that plan. And I guess, I mean, do we ever, I mean, honestly, just with what we know about stories, do we think that Demetrius and Helena have any chance of ending up together and happy? I don't know. It sounds like even if Demetrius were to turn around and choose Helena, it's like so his second choice. And women, I don't know. I don't know what kind of woman Helena is at this point, but I'm not really. I mean, it seems like she's willing to be, second fiddle as long as he commits to her and Hermia out of the picture. I don't know. I don't know if I'm not sure what sort of a climax we're going to see here. I'm not sure if Lysander and Hermia are going to get caught and what happens if they do get caught. I'm not sure if that maybe Theseus will take away that option for her to become a nun and just be the death sentence. And I'm not sure how this affects Lysander, and who knows. That's where we're at. Act 1, Scene 1 comes to a close. So I guess I'll see you next time when I begin Act 1, Scene 2. I hope you're enjoyed as much as I am. I'll see you next time.